Hi, I'm Marsha Mancuso. Welcome to Marshashana and our gentle yoga session. This morning, my guest is Lois Minkevitch, and she'll be here assisting me with my class this morning. Good morning, Lois.
Good morning, Marsha.
People have different areas that they hold their tension in their body. For me, it's the upper back. Some people also have tightness in their body, depending on the activities that they do, such as tight quads for someone who's a tennis player. Lois, I know that you have issues with your neck and shoulders.
Yes, yes.
And I'm wondering, there's usually one of three reasons why a person has that. It's either stress, injury, or arthritis. Now, in your case, what is the origin of your condition?
Back in the late 80s, I had an injury. And then back in 96, I was diagnosed with arthritis, degenerative changes, and herniated disc in my neck. So those are the origins of my injury.
Okay, very interesting. Now, Lois, when you're doing yoga, what are you doing to accommodate for that injury?
Well, I don't put like a lot of pressure on my upper body. Like there are some moves that I cannot do because it puts too much pressure on the neck and the shoulder areas. So I do know what I can do and what I can't do. So I definitely modify my movements.
Absolutely. And for someone with a neck and shoulder injury or condition, you don't want to be doing shoulder stand or plow or these type of postures. And one more question, what are the benefits that you see from doing yoga?
I find that by lengthening the muscles that I have much less pain. That's really one big area I did notice by doing the yoga, that there's less pain. There's less tightness because it kind of like limbers everything up and you're stretching your muscles. So I found it to be quite beneficial.
Excellent. There is much attention being brought to this 5,000-year-old practice of yoga. We see it becoming more mainstream. It's hard to pick up a magazine these days without something about yoga in there. And it's also backed by methodical research and recommended by doctors, something that was totally unheard of not very long ago. So now we're going to move to the mats. The head itself can weigh as much as 15 pounds, so the neck has its work cut out for it. So we're going to just do some poses that are good for the neck area. Now, in future programming, I will discuss the various physical problems that may be addressed by the breathing and postures of yoga. This week we will focus on the neck. So we'll move to the mat. And one last thing, just remember that as you do the yoga, you should never feel pain. It should always be comfortable. And if you do feel pain, just go back to the previous posture and remain there until we're ready to move to a new position. Okay, let's begin, Lois.
Okay.
We're resting now on the mat, allowing the body to just rest in Shavasana. Palms are up. Just relaxing and noticing our breath. Notice the inhalation and the exhalation. The rise and the fall. As you inhale, inhale a sense of spaciousness in the chest, in the neck, and throughout as you exhale, allow the back body and the shoulders to descend into the mat. Allow a sense of calmness to come to you. As concerns come to your mind, allow them to drift away or to move to the side like a movie scene and return to your breath. Begin to lengthen your inhalation and your exhalation. Make it a little longer, a little deeper. Again, we're allowing for this mind-body connection by bringing our mind back to our breath. So although the mind likes to go back to yesterday or rush ahead to tomorrow, for just this moment we remain here present. Research has shown that just 5 minutes of this deep breathing can produce alpha waves that calm the brain. Now just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bringing your feet fairly close together, just begin to point and flex the feet. And point them and flex. One more time, giving a nice stretch through the top of the feet. And then stretching through the heels. Keep your heels and your calves on the ground. And then just take your legs a little further apart and begin to make circles by rotating the ankles and by keeping the motion slow. And then go in the opposite direction. And once again, point and flex. And taking them a hip distance, bring your big toes together. And then bring the outsides of your feet as much as you can to the mat. In a windshield wiper type action, that would be old-fashioned windshield wipers. And we're lubricating and opening the ankles, preparing them for the postures we'll do. And then bringing them back to center. And taking your arms straight up in the air, but allowing your shoulders to descend. Keep your feet active, not gripping, but active with the toes towards the ceiling. And spread your fingers wide, and then make a loose fist. And then spread them wide again, and make a loose fist. And then, keeping your arms straight, point the palms to the ceiling. And then your fingertips to the floor. Once more, palms to the ceiling, fingertips to the floor. Now take your hands facing the palms towards each other and interlace down to the webbing and turn that up towards the ceiling. Inhale to your chest. Exhale to the corner of the ceiling and the wall. Inhale to the chest. Exhale to the ceiling. Take your hands apart, face them towards each other, and reach to the wall behind you with your fingertips, stretching from the fingertips through the heels, as though you were being pulled from each side, from each end. And just breathe as you're lying here. Don't hold your breath even though you're extended. And add a pelvic tilt here. So just bringing the pelvis towards the face and breathing. And then on your next exhalation, bringing your arms down in time with your breath. Now just bring your feet to the floor. And one at a time, bring your knees to your chest and gently rock. And then just slightly side to side. And then just dropping the feet to the floor. Keeping your right foot on the floor, bring your left foot up and interlace your fingers behind your thigh. Push the thigh into the hands. Keep your shoulders on the ground. So to any amount that you can reach, just pushing that thigh in. Open the toes, spread the toes, and put that sole towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, bring it into the chest. And once again, extend up. Rotate the ankle a little. And then flexing the foot. And now bring that leg down and cross it over the other leg. Make sure that your hip and knee are in line. So if you have to adjust your ankle over, take your left hand and just open that thigh slightly, slide your hand up, and bring the other one to the other kneecap. Raise this assembly to your chest. Now take a deep breath here. As we hold this, the back body begins to relax. And then just allow that to come down. Cross the leg all the way over. Take your left hand to a slight T, your right to your knees, and allow the knees to drop right as the head moves to the left. And again, breathe. In these twist positions, we're releasing toxins, squeezing the internal organs. Inhale to center. Uncross your legs. Leave the left foot on the floor and take the right up and stretch that hamstring. This is an area that's tight for a lot of people, the hamstrings. Spread the toes, put the sole towards the ceiling, and then bend that knee and bring it in a bit. And then extending, perhaps getting a little more. And then cross that leg over the other. Take your right hand and just open the thigh slightly. Slide it up to your knee. Bring the other hand to your other kneecap and bring this to your chest. And breathe deeply. Then drop that left foot down. Cross your leg all the way over. Take your right hand to a slight T on the floor. Take your left and drop your legs to your left as your head moves slightly to the right. Twists are also good for releasing emotions. And as Lois is doing this, she's protecting her neck by going only so far as she can. There should never be pain in yoga. If you're experiencing pain, then you need to come out of that position and go to the last position that felt good. And just stay there until we move on. And inhale, your legs to center. Uncross your legs, stretch again, top to bottom. Feel the stretch to the sides of your waist along the rib cage, lengthening your spine, and then exhaling down. And then just rolling to your side, to your right side, and coming to a seated position. We're going to just sit, depending on how your back is, but sitting up on the pillow a little bit so that we're going to begin in a cross-legged position. Going to lift with you pushing your fingertips down and lifting the chest up. Extending the crown of the ceiling to the head, keeping the chin even, inhaling deeply. And then just relaxing down, keeping the back straight. Bring your hands forward, walk them out and round the back. And coming back in. Take your left hand to the floor beside you. Take your right hand and bring it up as close to the ear as possible. Now, when you have shoulder issues, you may have to come out further. And just go so far as you can to stretch the side of your waist, the side of the body. Be sure not to lean backwards or forwards, but straight to the side. Inhale up. Bring that arm down. Bring the other one up close to your ear. Slide your hand and move to the side. And continue to breathe. And then coming up, just lengthen your legs in front of you. Tap the legs. Inhale your arms up near your ears as close as possible and reach forward. Lift the chest. The motion is more in the lifting of the chest. And then coming up, we'll just remove the pillow and we'll come into table position. In table position, the shoulders are directly over the wrists and the hips are directly over the knees to protect the knees. As we inhale, we look forward with the head and come to flat back. As we exhale, we lift up into cat, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, lengthening the arms, and then inhaling forward. Exhaling to cat. Inhaling forward. Exhaling to cat. And coming back to a center position, we're going to do a flow, a cat-cow flow. So we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, rolling back and rolling the pelvis under and reaching, putting your elbows down on the floor and inhaling through. Exhaling down. Inhaling through. Exhaling down. Again. And I'm just going within for a moment. And then just coming to center. Going to look, keeping your vision at about a foot or two in front of your mat. Lift your left hand and your right foot. Press the left foot, the top of it, in for balance. Okay, and the other one. and down. Now let's remove the mat and your socks, if you have any on, and come to a standing position. We begin in mountain pose. Our feet are even and parallel. We're going to lift the toes and spread them and place them down. Again, lift and inhale. Lift your toes up, spread them, and then exhale down. Once again, lifting the toes and exhaling down. Now let's inhale to halfway and lift up on the toes in balancing staff. And if possible, bringing your arms overhead. And then releasing down. Now let's step wide. Take your left foot and turn it out all the way. Your right foot will come in slightly. Face your torso to the front of the room and extend your arms to the sides. Reach with the arms. And then reach over to your left and come down. One leg on your arm, the other directly across. One on your leg, the other directly across. We're lifting the rib cage in Trikonasana, or triangle. And then coming back up, bringing your hands to your hips. Move your legs, to your feet to center again. Turn the opposite foot out and the left one in slightly. Face your torso to the front. Inhale your arms and lengthen through the arms. Reach to your right. Bring your hand down and the other one across and gaze up slightly. Lift the rib cage and breathe. And then coming back up, bring your hands to your hips, your feet to center. Once more, we'll take the left out, 90 degrees. Arms extend, torso to the front of the room. And as you exhale, bend the forward knee and gaze out over that hand in Warrior Two. Now bring that arm down and bring the other near your ear and just lean to the side. Now Lois, be careful, because in this position, if this is uncomfortable, be careful. Yeah. And then coming back up to the side. Bringing the other foot over, facing ahead, inhaling. Bend that knee and gaze out over your hand. Strong position, Warrior Two. Bring that arm down, the other over if possible. Now, the most important thing for Lois, and then coming back up, is to keep the head, neck, and trunk aligned in order to support the neck. So that is the most important thing for the neck. Now we're going to just, now we're going to just come back down to the mat, and we're going to lay down our blanket again for our final few minutes. We're going to do a little more stretching, and we'll again bring our knees to the chest one at a time and just gently rock them. And if possible, try coming through the middle of your legs and reaching the sides of your feet. And gently rocking. And then bringing them down and stretching. Stretching through the heels and through the tips of the fingers. And then extending down. One of the best positions for it, one of the best exercises for the neck is simply to sit in a very straight, erect position and breathe deeply 10 to 15 times. You add a little cat-cow to that and you get really fantastic results. So now we'll begin to again relax as we go into Shavasana. We relax into the mat. We bring our attention back to our breath. The inhalation and the exhalation. We allow our body to be still and our mind to be still. And as you lie here, feel the sensation of your body on the earth, of yourself being supported by the earth, the greatness of the universe. Now just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll to your side and come to a seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center and bowing the thinking mind to the wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. The pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.